It's so good to see you. Welcome back. I can't talk long because I'm on the way to the movies, but today I wanted to talk about how I kind of got my start in acting. This is going to be a very surface level video just to throw the gist out there, and if you guys are interested in a more in-depth video, comment below and just let me know. Also, discussion question of the week. What are you looking forward to? Do you have anything going on? Anything fun, exciting? If not, are you dreading anything? Do you have anything sad going on? Comment below. I'm here for you. How I got my start in acting was a little rocky, but I remember growing up watching Terminator and Halloween movies, Jigsaw, Michael Myers. Why am I blanking on the names right now? I don't know, but I watched a lot of horror and sci-fi movies with my dad growing up, and for some reason I thought it was all real. But one day when I learned that all of those people in front of the camera were actors and they weren't just being followed around by a camera crew their whole life, I realized, wow, I think I want to do that. And there was an opportunity growing up when my mom had asked me, Cameron, you can do dance, ballet, piano, t-ball, soccer. What do you want to do? And I told her I wanted to try acting. A big part of this was also SpongeBob and Hannah Montana. I truly thought that Miley Cyrus, her Hannah Montana, Miley, what is her name? What is her name? Miley Cyrus? Her name's Miley Cyrus in real life, right? I can't remember. Why am I Miley Cyrus? I guess her name is Miley Cyrus. Why am I? Okay, anyway. I thought she genuinely lived in a house with her brother and her friend, and that a camera crew just lived with her and filmed her at all times, which I know now is very weird, but that's what I thought. And when I realized that was not the case, I was just fascinated. I thought, I didn't even really know about cameras at the time. And of course, growing up, my mom would film me and my siblings with the big handy cam on her shoulder, and we had VHS tapes of like child home videos growing up, which I wish we still had. But I don't know, that I've always been fascinated by cameras, and I know I'm rambling a little bit. I'll try to circle back to my main point, but now in reflection as an adult, I am so fascinated by cameras. The fact that there is technology that can film and record something, a moment in real time, and you can watch it back years and years and years later is so fascinating to me. It is crazy how we can capture a moment in real time, real life, and relive it in a way. So cameras in general are so cool to me, and I find that incredibly fascinating. But anyway, back to the story. I wanted to get into acting. So my mom put me in acting classes, and I had so many different mixed feelings about it. I hated it, and on the other hand, I loved it. The parts I hated was getting in front of a classroom of people and performing a monologue. It was so frightening. I felt so uncomfortable in my own skin. I was so anxious. I was so sweaty. My hands were so clammy, and I just hated every second of it. But at the same time, I would get in the car and we would go home after, and I would reflect on how much I enjoyed it and loved it. It was almost like in the moment, it was just such an uncomfortable thing. But at the same time, I loved the adrenaline rush, and I loved the process. The memorizing was a fun challenge, and learning about the characters was interesting to me. But it was short-lived because, not to bring the room down, but my brother Charlie passed away in 2012, and I'll talk about him a lot on this channel, I'm sure, because he's a huge part of my story and I don't want to hide that. I know this might be TMI and people might not think I should share this on the internet, but I just want to be open and vulnerable and honest with you guys. I struggle with my mental health and depression, and a few weeks ago I was in a really low, and now I'm coming back out of that. so I feel more comfortable and confident filming a YouTube video. A few weeks ago I tried filming, but I was just like completely unmotivated and crying half of the footage. So full transparency, I will definitely be open about my journey, my life, the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, the pretty, the ugly, all of it. I value privacy, but I also really find it relatable, and I like when creators are real and they share the good and the bad. And because of that, I'm inspired to do the same. So because my brother Charlie passed away in 2012, we kind of stepped away from everything. At that point, it was just surviving, going to school, coming home, eating dinner, going to bed, repeat, rinse, repeat, you know? And I don't really think that my family at the time was focused on anything outside of grieving and living and readjusting and adapting and learning how to continue on without my brother. It was always something I wanted to go back to. I loved acting, even though it was short-lived. I had booked a few voiceover projects that were low budget, indie, maybe books on tape, I think. I don't even remember. I don't have any of this. But I also booked a promo, I think it was for a brochure for a resort. So my family and I drove like 3.5 hours to a different beach one morning, and that was so fun for me. I loved it. Even though it was a photo shoot, as a kid I just got to play around in the pool, in the water, on the beach, frolic around, run around. It was so much fun, and that was a job. I got paid to do that, and that was really cool. But getting back into it was a bit of a struggle, because when I was growing up, I didn't have my license yet. My parents weren't as excited to take me to class. It just wasn't something that we were prioritizing, which I totally understand, and I'm not resentful at all. I'm happy that my journey has gotten me to where I am now. So, getting back into acting was not something that I was able to do until I moved away and I married my husband, and we lived on our own. We lived in a different city, and it's so ironic because where I grew up, it's like a little film town. There were always movies filming, projects filming, acting classes, movie stage, sound stages. It was very much a film-driven community, but I wasn't really super involved. My mom helped me get into classes, but it just kind of tapered out. And now in the city I live in, I saw a lot of casting notices for extra roles and background roles on different sets filming in the area, and I submitted. I was like, wow, this is so cool. I'd love to be an extra in a movie. Wow, Rachel McAdams is the lead. Wow, Kathy Bates. Wow, Judy Bloom. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. The book is going to be a movie? That's so cool. I'd love to be in it. So I submitted, and I got it. I went to a fitting. I had a t-shirt. I had a wardrobe stylist put me in different outfits. I was so nervous, but it was so much fun. I was like, wow, I'm in a real warehouse full of wardrobe from the time period, and this woman is fitting me. She's putting me in specific clothes for this, and it was just so much fun. But unfortunately, that scene got cut, so I wasn't even able to get on set anymore at that point. However, my friend recommended that I resubmit for a different role because they were still casting extras for different scenes in the movie. So I resubmitted, and I got it. And I was paid to go back to another fitting for a different scene. I go on set, I get a call time and a call sheet, and it's so mind-blowing to me, and all of this was so new, and I didn't know anything, because when I was acting before, I didn't really have any knowledge of the business side of acting, or even that there were extra roles, which again, another thing that's ironic is my mom was an extra. My mom and my older brother, he was little at the time, but my mom and my brother were in a movie and they were extras. So my mom had knowledge of the industry a little bit, but surface level still. And I know I feel like this video is becoming a lot longer than I planned, and I'm not gonna cut much because I just want to post. I don't want to worry about editing. I just want to post this reel to you guys so you can listen to it in the background if you're getting ready for work, or if you're, I don't know, cooking dinner. You can listen to this. It's not really something you want to sit down and watch. It's probably really boring in that way, but now I'm rambling again, but this is me. This is Cameron, so welcome to me. I don't know what I was saying, but tangent. I don't want to edit videos. So that's why I'm gonna post this like unedited. I'm so sorry. Also, you can definitely hear the AC unit in the background, and I don't really know how to edit that out without it sounding like a robot. And I don't have a fancy microphone because I'm not really investing a lot into making these videos. I'm just rambling and going on a tangent. Maybe this is more a podcast style format. I don't know. I'm jittering. What was I saying? I don't know. Basically, I worked on this movie, and if you guys want to hear more about that, I can tell you. But the process was so new to me. And when I got on set as a 20-something-year-old girl, for the first time being on a real big, legitimate, professional film set. In the past, I had only done like print work or voiceover things that were indie, low budget. It wasn't anything this big of a deal, I guess. So when I got on this set, I was mind blown. I was astonished. I was so entranced by everything. The actors, the equipment, the camera, the dolly, the crane, the extra, like the PAs, the productions assistants, everyone involved. It was like a beehive of people swarming around and everyone having their own job. We weren't even in a soundstage, but our set was in a little small town, and the interior of the set was one of the little small businesses that they had turned into an art studio. And Rachel McAdams was the art teacher in the classroom, and I was cast as a background art student. So I'm just in the background, blurry, painting a canvas on an easel. But Rachel McAdams is walking around the classroom saying, good job, that looks beautiful, great, blah, blah, blah. And that was so cool to me. It was so freaking cool. So it was just so crazy going from being a little kid in acting classes for maybe 2 years, maybe. I honestly don't even know. I wish I should ask my mom, but the details aren't that, it's not that crazy, but like, I think I was in acting classes, maybe I was only in there for a year. I don't know, but I feel like I was acting from like 7 to 12, but maybe it was only like 9 when I was 9. I know I got headshots at different times, but I don't really remember the timeline of like how long I was in classes. I just know she put me in classes, and I had an agent at the time as well. I don't know how I got an agent I think she was more of like not an agent you would typically go to now. I'm not really sure. Anyway, if you guys want like more specific details, I can make a different video on that later on. But anywho, back to the point. The point is, if there is one, I got into acting because I was so curious and interested, and my mom gifted me acting classes. And I also was bullied because of my voice in elementary school and middle school and even high school and even to this day now. But I don't take offense. At the time, it was very painful, but now as an adult, I let it roll off my back like little water droplets on a ducky's feathers. So when I was getting bullied for my voice, kids in my class or kids in my school would call me Squeaky or Mousy or Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks. And people would just always comment on my voice. and make fun of it, not in a loving, endearing way, but in a very just bully way. Kids in the early 2000s were just brutal. And now as an adult, people compliment me on my voice. They're very kind about my voice. Okay, I'm not making any sense here, but the point, like, what I was trying to say here is I got bullied for my voice, and my mom and my acting coach at the time encouraged me to pursue voice acting because of my voice, instead of letting the negativity bring me down. Like, we found a positive from it, and like I was able to go to school and be like, hey, I get paid for my voice now. My voice is unique. I'm a voice actor. So don't talk about my voice because I'm a voice actor. You can't bully me anymore. They still bullied me. But that's the point. I don't know if that... Sorry. This is so freaking long. I don't know how to talk to you guys and make it short and snappy. I am just an over-explainer. I don't take offense to that because they're complimenting me. But even sometimes on set now, when I work as a production assistant, I'll have to say rolling or action, or, well, I don't say action. You'll say rolling, pictures up, whatever, the things you say as a production assistant. If you want to know more about that, I can make another video. But when I'm on set and people hear my voice, they usually mock me. And even my friends will mock me. If they hear me say something, they will mock whatever it is that I'm saying because of my voice. But I don't get bothered by it anymore because I appreciate how unique my voice is. And I'm very inspired by Kristen Schaal. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but she voices Louise, I think, in Bob's Burgers, and Mabel from Gravity Falls, and a ton of other projects. I absolutely love her voice, and she has a very unique, higher pitched voice. And I love that about her. I think it's amazing and wonderful. So to have somebody that I can look up to who has a similar voice, I know we have completely different voices, but my voice is unique, and I don't think that's a bad thing or a detriment. I don't book a lot of roles because of it, but I know one day when I do book a role, it will be right for me, and my voice will be highlighted and appreciated, I think. I hope, and I believe that. I don't want to toot my own horn. I don't want to sound conceited, but I do think one day if I book a project, it will be because of my voice. Like, and my acting coach, God bless him. He's still alive. I don't know why I'm saying God bless him, but I just love him and I look up to him. But he has said a lot to me, encouraging me about my voice. And I've said, oh my God, what if I don't book this because I look too young or I sound too young? And he's like, yeah, but one day you will book something because you look younger or because you have a high-pitched voice. So it might be a con if you look at it that way, but it's also, I don't know. I can't change my voice either, you know? Like, I can't do anything about it, so I might as well embrace it and appreciate it for what it is. And I don't know what. So fast forward back to kind of what I was saying. I got into acting again as an adult. My husband and I moved to a new city. There was a casting notice to be an extra on set. I loved it. When we wrapped that day, I was so, like, energetic and joyous. I was just so filled up with excitement and passion. And I was so astonished by my experience on set that I knew in that moment, I want to do this every day for the rest of my life. I don't want to do anything else ever again. So because of that, I did more research and there were more projects filming near me that year. So I continued to submit to be an extra and to be a background actor. And through that, I knew I wanted new headshots. I wanted to get back into acting. I wanted an agent again. And I started taking the steps necessary to do that. And the more I was on set as an extra, the more I realized I wanted to be more involved. So I met a lot of people on set. I made a lot of friends on set. and I was able to connect with the productions assistants because they were working on multiple projects throughout the year, or, you know, I would see them on one set, it was awesome, then I would go to another set and they were there, they were the same PA, or they were on the set, you know? Like, the community is a lot smaller. Once you start working on set, you see the same faces over and over again. You start to see the same people, and the community is a lot smaller than you think it is, because once you get to know people, you realize how small of a world it is. And I would get their numbers and I would text them and say, hey, if you ever need another PA, I'd love to help out. And I can make another video on that too if you guys want. I think I said that already, but anywho, because I was able to get my experience on set, I started acting classes again. And through acting classes, I have found my love and admiration for the craft and for acting. And now I'm on my journey, I'm on my way, and I've booked a few small indie projects and short films. I've found somehow the inspiration and motivation to write my own short film with the help of one of my friends, and we just filmed it over the past 12-ish months, and we have been in post-production, and we just got our picture lock, and we're submitting to film festivals hopefully next month, and everything has happened so slowly, but in reflection, looking back from where I started, it's very cool for me to take a step back and look at the bigger picture, and to not get caught up so much on the details of, oh, why haven't I booked anything? Why haven't I blah, 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 blah. It's so easy to get discouraged in this industry. And I think that's another reason why I want to share these videos, is because I want to share the realities of being an actor, how it's hard sometimes, it's difficult, it's challenging, but it's so rewarding if it's something you want to do. And not even just acting, if there's anything you ever want to do and you want to chase your dreams, you should do it, you should go for it. It can be freaking hard and challenging, but ultimately, if it's what you want to do, if you have found that passion, don't let that fizzle out and keep chasing after it. But most of the times, if you have something, you'll hear it in the back of your head over and over again, at least from my experience. I don't think that there's anything that I've ever wanted to do more than to act, or at least be a creator and an artist, and I've always been very, very creative in any way. So if acting is something you want to do, you should go for it, even if it takes 10 years to book your first role. Because another thing I've learned is to fall in love with acting, not the end result. So I could go my whole entire life staying in acting class and auditioning and making my own projects. I might not ever book anything. I might not be what anybody is looking for, but I can create those opportunities for myself. And that's why I made my own project with the help of my friends. I would not have been able to do it without them. And I don't want to take full credit for it at all, because I had a co-writer and a co-director and I had a DP and cinematographer, and nothing that I had in my brain would have gotten on paper if it were not for my friends. So I have been trying to create my own opportunities, because you cannot always guarantee that someone's going to hire you on a project. You can audition for a commercial, you can audition for a TV show, a movie, you might not ever book it. And it's not your fault. You might be excellent at what you do and very talented, but they might just not be looking for you. And because of that, I want to share my journey of where I'm at now. I'm 25. Wow, that is crazy to say. I got back into acting in like 2020, 2021 maybe. And I have had the agent I am with right now. I think I've been with her for maybe almost 3 years. I don't really know specifically, but I just want to be a light and encouragement to those who might be questioning their path, their journey, or the timeline, because girl, I go through it when I compare myself to someone else's journey. And I want you to know that you are not alone at all, because I'm here for you. And acting is a difficult path. It's a narrow, it's not a straight and narrow path. It is so bumpy. It is such a bumpy path. And it is a path that is less chosen. But I think that's true for a lot of creative pursuits and industries. You do not have a guaranteed pathway. You don't have a guaranteed end result. There is the unknown. And that's another reason why I want this channel, is because I know that I could grow a channel possibly. And this could be another side gig, you know? With acting, I might not ever make a living off of acting. And I mean, that's the same with YouTube too. I might not ever make a living off of YouTube. I might always be at a coffee shop. I might always be finding other odd jobs to get by. I might decide to get a degree and go do something else and work in an office to have a means of living. But that's okay. I think a lot of artists make that sacrifice and they make that choice because you aren't guaranteed a living off of your art. You could be kind of, sort of, more guaranteed pursuing a dependable, stable, income-based job. I know that still has its ups and downs, but I don't know. I guess to wrap it up, I started acting technically when I was a little girl, before I was even 10. I experienced a great little time, even though it was very short-lived, and I didn't get back into acting until I was 20. So now I've been in it for now almost, I don't even want to say 5 years, but around 2022, I think, is when I really started with my foot heavily in the film industry. And that was even at the tail end of 2022. So I've been head first pursuing acting as much as I possibly can. What is in my control, I have been pursuing acting and filmmaking since 2022-ish. But I've been a productions assistant, and I have worked on small, low-budget short films or indie projects with my friends. I've been auditioning since maybe the beginning of 2023. That's when I got my agent I have now, or maybe December. It was right around the time, honestly, I don't know. To conclude, I took a 10-ish year gap of not acting, and now it's been a very slow burn, and that is normal. You don't just get an agent and have your big break immediately. That's not realistic. A lot of people do not experience that. 99.9% of actors do not have that experience. And I want you to know that whatever it is that you're doing to pursue your passion and pursue your dreams is valid. And it's gonna take time, so enjoy the ride. And I hope that you will enjoy joining this little journey with me, of me documenting where I am right now. And I hope that I have more to share with you in the next video, but for now, I'm gonna enjoy going to the movie and doing my homework later today and spending time with my dog and my husband and my friends, because I don't know that I am promised tomorrow, and I want to enjoy life as much as I can today, even if I'm not on set and even if I don't have a role that I'm doing right now. So that's how I started my journey, kinda. This is where I'm at right now. You can't put all your eggs in one basket, and I really don't know how to end this because I'm going to talk for hours and hours, and you know, I said I wasn't going to talk long, but here I am rambling. I gotta walk my dog before I go to the movie, and I probably should submit some assignments before I go. My nose is really itchy. I've got some coffee. Cheers. I didn't show you guys this. It's iced, but I didn't put ice in it. I guess it's not iced. It's cold. I really hope this was filming. It would be awkward if this wasn't filming the whole time. I sewed this. I don't know how to end this. I don't really have a point. I'm trying to think of like what the title could be for this or what my point is, because I talked about a lot. But ultimately, if you're an actor or a creative and you want a girl to give you comfort, hi, subscribe maybe, and I'll make more videos like this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'm such a newbie. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like this was too long. Should I delete this? I feel like objectively I should go through and edit out my ums so that it has more of like a fast cut. But also, I don't want to do that. I don't want to edit. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope that made sense. If not, sorry. Comment below if you are having a good week, or if not, I will reply and try to tell you a pun or a joke to make you feel better. That's all I can offer. But if you're having a great week, I will celebrate with you. If you're in the trenches, I will get down in them with you and be by your side. You're not alone. So, how are you doing? What'd you have for dinner? Or breakfast? Do you like soda? Okay, I guess I'll hang up. I guess I'll let you go. Ugh, this is the Southern goodbye. I just don't know how to hang up. You hang up. I don't want to hang up. I just love talking to myself. I love rambling and talking your ear off. The reason why I'm doing this too, another huge reason, there I go again, I'm just rambling. I'm talking your ear off. When I'm in class, like in my acting class, we do this thing, and my teacher is like, okay, everybody, anybody got any new, fun, exciting news this week? What's going on? And we'll go around in a circle, and a lot of people will say, oh, I got an audition. Oh, I booked a commercial. Oh, I did a voiceover, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Like, we'll all talk about the good things going on in our life acting-wise. And every single time that I share with the class, I swear I take up like 30 minutes of their time. Not every time. I try to be very respectful of all of my classmates' time, but sometimes I do derail class and we talk for hours because I just won't shut up. And now here I am. I won't shut up. If somebody is listening, if I think someone's listening to me, golly, I take that and I run with it, and I do not stop yapping. I am a chatty Cathy, chatty Cammy. I just don't know what. I guess I don't want to hang up yet because I don't know what this video was. Why am I losing my train of thought? Why am I so... I don't even want to cut this out because I want you guys to see the real me. But, like, this is one side of me where I'm like, I won't shut up. Also, maybe it's because I've had caffeine. I've been awake since 7:30. And usually I sleep in until like 1:30 when I don't have anything going on, which I know is unhealthy, or it can be unhealthy. But I I've been awake all morning. But happy Friday or happy Monday, whatever day it is for you. Happy day. Have a happy day. What should the point of this video be? I don't know. Because it wasn't really my journey as an actor. I guess it is. I don't know. Anyway, I'll figure that out. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day and it's nice to meet you. You thought you could get rid of me, but I'm still yapping. First of all, this sticker on the bottom of my cup is kind of embarrassing, but whatever. Also, I missed the movie because I wouldn't shut up. So, I have to go see a different movie later tonight, but then I won't get the discount. Alright, I've got to get going. I have so much to do. I'm procrastinating, but it's okay. Just wanted to share with you that I missed the movie because I won't stop rambling, and I'm trying to work on my time management. And then second of all, guess how I'll be spending my Friday night? Trying to get straight A's. All right, bye.